I want you to imagine a bucket with a small hole in the bottom. A tiny hole, barely noticeable. You could fill that bucket back up, no problem. But now, imagine someone panics about the small hole and starts drilling more holes, trying to fix it. That is exactly what happens inside a futures account after one bad trade. And by the time most traders figure out what went wrong, the bucket is empty. I have watched this happen to myself more times than I want to admit, and I've watched it happen to traders around me who were genuinely skilled. The bad trade was never the real problem, and by the end of this video, you are going to see exactly what is. Here is something nobody warns you about when you start trading futures. There are actually two games happening at the same time. The first game is reading the market. The second game is managing what happens inside your head when the market does something you did not expect. Most traders spend all their time getting good at the first game and almost zero time preparing for the second one. And in futures, that imbalance is lethal. Because futures are fast, the leverage is real. One bad trade hits harder and faster than almost any other market. And the second that pain registers in your brain, the second game begins. And if you are not ready for it, you are going to lose that game before you even realize you are playing it. So the stop gets hit, the trade is closed, the loss is real, and for about 3 seconds you feel it. And then something interesting happens. Your brain does not sit with the loss, it immediately starts solving. Because sitting with a loss feels like failure, and your brain hates that feeling, so it starts scanning for a way out. And what is right in front of you? The chart. Another setup forming, another chance, and your brain lights up because a new trade means a new opportunity to make the pain go away. This is the trap. Because you are no longer looking at that setup with clear eyes. You are looking at it through the lens of urgency. You need this trade to work, and that need, that quiet, desperate need, changes every single decision you make from that point forward. Your entry is slightly rushed. Your stop is placed a little tighter because you're trying to risk less to get back to even. Your target is pushed a little further because you need a bigger return to make up for what you lost. Every adjustment is small, every adjustment feels logical, and every adjustment is quietly making the trade worse. Here is where futures traders get hit differently than everyone else. In stocks, a bad decision costs you time. You can hold, wait it out, come back. In futures, leverage means a bad decision costs you money at a speed that does not give you time to think. And when the second trade also goes wrong, which it often does because it was built on emotion, not analysis, the loss is not just bigger in dollars, it is bigger in psychology. Now the brain is not just trying to recover one loss, it is trying to recover two. And the urgency doubles, and the position size creeps up to match the urgency. Because the math in your head says, if I just size up a little, I can get back to even faster. And that logic sounds so clean and reasonable while your account is falling apart. I did this exact thing during my second year of trading futures. I turned a perfectly manageable loss into the worst day of my trading career in about 45 minutes. One bad trade, 3 revenge trades, each one bigger than the last, each one entered for the wrong reason. The account never recovered from that day for months. Here's the part that should make you feel a little better and a little worse at the same time. This does not happen to beginners only. It happens to experienced traders. It happens to traders who know exactly what they are doing and can explain every mistake in detail after the fact. Because knowing about the trap and not falling into the trap are two completely different skills. Your brain does not care how much you know. When it feels like something was taken from you, it reacts every time. The only difference between a trader who survives it and a trader who blows their account is not knowledge. It is a rule that was built in advance and followed in the moment. Not a feeling, not a decision made in the heat of it. A rule that was decided before the market opened, written down, and treated as non-negotiable. Before I get into the last part, make sure to hit that subscribe button to support the channel, because what I'm about to share is the actual rule that stopped this from happening to me.
The rule is simple, and it's going to sound too easy. After any loss that exceeds your daily threshold, you are done for the session. Not paused, done. Platform closed. Not 5 more minutes, not one more look at the chart. Done. I know that sounds extreme. I know your brain is going to fight it every single time because it's going to tell you the setup is right there, just one more trade. But here's what I learned after years of doing it the hard way. You cannot outthink your emotions in the middle of feeling them. You cannot logic your way through a spiral while you are inside one. The only move that works is removing yourself from the situation entirely before the spiral has a chance to start. The 20 minutes you spend away from the screen are not wasted time. They are the most important 20 minutes of your trading day. Because when you come back tomorrow with a fresh session and a clear head, the loss from today is data, it's information, it's a tuition payment on the lesson. But if you stay in the chair and keep drilling holes trying to fix it, it stops being a lesson and starts being a disaster. The traders who last in futures are not the ones who never have bad trades. They are the ones who learn to close the laptop and walk away while their brain is still screaming at them to stay. Every futures trader watching this video has a version of this story. One bad trade that somehow turned into the worst session of their life. And now you know exactly why it happened and exactly where the chain broke. Build the exit rule before you need it. Write it down. Make it a condition of your trading plan, not a suggestion, because suggestions get ignored when the emotions are loud. Rules do not. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever turned one bad trade into a full session blow-up? I read every single one.